Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday and happy FOMC week to everybody out there. If you're here with me either in the YouTube chat or in the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We got Retberg, Viking Trader, Nuggets, GMC. Good morning, Spastrick, O'Keefe, Coffee Crow, Dev, Apex, Julius, Futures Trading Today, GC Wolf, Chris L, Sir Noodles, Trader Page, Luna JB, D Will Run. Good morning, good morning. More Vibe Trade Channel, Tango Fox. Good morning, DV8, Sir Noodles, Ranger Don, Yacht Flyer, Cyrus, Mr. Kofifi, Kelpie Ventures, Gratis, Blaze, Frank Picano. Good morning, Franco, Cafe Disco. Good morning, Astro Nerd, Driss, Mark Ken, Bird, Chris, Potamus, Marcello, Amateur Genius, Franco, DV8, Dotton. Good morning, Kenco, Decline, Gary, RTR, HD, Luna, Trade Travel, all right. Shady Lady, Futures Trade Today, John, GV, Coach Grizz, Raymond, Big G, Freeper. Good morning, SW. Good morning, the Duke, J, Big G, Tron. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Epic Gamer, KG, Dana. Good morning, Mike James, Shane, John DeAria, Fun Tasty John, Strictly Trade Biz, Mike James, Dr. Purple Ape, OBP, Strictly Trade Biz, Freddie Vincent, Trader Page, Epic Gamer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing out there? Good morning, Seth. Good morning, good morning. So if you folks didn't know, I have to wish you all a very happy FOMC week for this week. It's going to be a big week this week. However, if you were looking to take a day off this week, out of all of the days that you could take off this week, today's going to be your day. So if you're feeling out of the pocket today, if you're feeling a little bit tired, if you're feeling like, the weekend's not over for you yet, I can say this with full confidence. Today is the day that you get the pass card, because today is going to have the lowest participation, I think, outside of positioning trades for the entire week here. Now, let's talk about what we have on the docket for the day, at least. Let's go through that first. So today we do have the Dallas Fed manufacturing activity coming out today, but that's not until 10:30. So that means that today's pre-market session is going to be very, very slow and a little bit vacant here. And I'm talking vacant. We're going to see some obvious positioning trades, but it's going to be on air, basically. When I say on air, basically I'm just saying that it's just going to be very, very light. If I'm looking over here at Bookmap, yeah, it's very, very light. So we just moved from 885 all the way up to 920 on very, very light volume. So the markets can move around right now on very, very light volume. We will see a burst of volume coming in for the Monday positioning, the start of the week positioning. We will have a lot of algorithms turning on, but I don't think that's going to hold for all that long. And I think that we're going to see a gap in liquidity from the market open until 10:30 when we see that Dallas Fed manufacturing activity coming out for April. Now, that's not meaning that today's data is very important. In fact, I don't even consider today's data release all that important. We have the Dallas Fed manufacturing activity for April coming out at 10:30, and then we have a 3 and 6 month bill auction. These are short-term fixies. Nobody's really been bidding these up quite a bit. It's not really been a high participation, and I think the day before or 2 days before the FOMC rate decision, we're really not going to see a lot of participation in the 3 and 6 month bill auction either. At least that's my expectation. We do have some Brazilian data that's going to be out today. A lot of Brazilian data, in fact, is coming out today, but the Brazilian economy is not really going to affect the U.S. economy all that much this week. So that's today. That's it. When I said today is going to be a very boring day, and if you wanted to take a day off, that's your day. After the bell, we do have some earnings, but again, it's really not all that important. Logitech, Chegg, which is like school's out, schools, graduations are already happening in college. So Chegg is not really going to have that much to talk about. NXPI, Paramount, Paramount Plus, I guess, but come on. So if you were looking to take a day off, this is going to be your day to take that day off. You can go to bed, you can go back to bed, you can sleep in a little bit. However, if you want to catch the open, I think that there's some value in catching the open. Good morning, Stevie. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, Seth. Sir Noodle says, good night, everyone. Yeah. Are the earnings supposed to be positive? I mean, they could go either way. I mean, Chegg might report very negative earnings. Logitech could be very positive earnings. I mean, it's all dependent on, what they're going to be reporting. Who knows, right? We had Domino's Pizza, which is surprisingly, that's actually a decent one. Let's see what they came out with. They beat on the top line, and top and bottom line basically beat there. Let's see. Positive growth, carry out and delivery is up. Global retail sales are up. Domestic sales are up. So, I mean, Domino's Pizza reporting strong. Let's see what happened with Domino's Pizza on that earnings report. Strong guidance too. Yeah, so they're up on that. So, hey, there you go. Domino's Pizza was one of the big ones that reported. Also... Benjamin, what is it? Templeton Franklin, I think is what that is. Franklin Resources, Templeton, whatever the heck they used to be called. SoFi also reported this morning. SoFi Technologies. Let's see what they did. Did they beat on the top and bottom here? Big beat there actually, and they raised the revenue outlook but guided their Q2 below estimates. So kind of a mixed print on that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of all over the place. Nothing too crazy there. Hey, welcome Dan Brook there to the chat VIP. Thank you so much. But yeah, so go back to bed. I'm already cracked up on caffeine. Yeah, good morning there, Bill. Good morning there, Panchua. Good morning. Yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to find a reason that today could be interesting, but it's just not there. So I feel like we've covered today as much as we can outside of the live trading that we're going to do. But today's that day where you're going to see positioning for FOMC. Remember, FOMC rate decision is going to be coming in hot on Wednesday at 2 p.m. and then the subsequent press conference at 2:30. We're going to be trading that live in here, of course. But outside of that, it's going to be a very, very, very dry run up, at least today. Now, tomorrow's a completely different story. Tomorrow, we do have some action here. Tomorrow, we're going to get the employment cost index alongside the Canadian GDP for February. That's going to be out tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. We're all going to be trading that today. We're all going to be trading that together tomorrow. We do get the Redbook retail sales, the FHFA housing price index, the CoreLogic housing price index. The consumer confidence is going to be out tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Chicago PMI is going to be out tomorrow at 9:45. Dallas Fed services activity, the 4 and 8 week bill announcement, and some crude inventories. So it's going to be a jam-packed day tomorrow in the sense that today is just going to be pretty boring, right? Very, very boring. So on Tuesday, tomorrow, going to be a lot more than today, a lot more fun at least. Wednesday is going to be the big day, right? Wednesday is going to be insane. So we have the non-farm employment change coming out at 8:15 on Wednesday. So that's pre-FOMC. We have the quarterly Treasury refunding announcement. That's going to be at 8:30. So that's going to be in the morning as well. So 8:15, 8:30. Then we get a press conference out from the Treasury at 10 a.m. We have the Canadian S&P Global Manufacturing PMI for April coming out at 9:30. Then at 10 a.m. we have the March construction spending, the JOLTS job openings, the ISM manufacturing index, the prices paid, the employment data, all from the ISM. That's all going to be out at 10 a.m. And then we get the FOMC at 2 p.m. So if you want an action-packed day, if you could only trade one day this week, you want to be showing up potentially on Wednesday. It will be one of the most difficult sessions, given that all that data is going to be front-loaded. And then we're going to have that FOMC rate decision, which is all but sure going to be a pause. But then we kind of get into the idea that, maybe we're going to run into potentially having some crazy, crazy movements post FOMC. We could end up having that. I love the gift there, Big G. This is what happens, by the way, when I don't exactly end up shaving over the weekend. I end up growing in a thicker beard. My beard grows like wildfire over the weekends, but so on Wednesday, FOMC rate decision. It is going to be a wild one, and it's going to be crazy because I want to see whether or not Jerome Powell is going to turn incredibly hawkish, because I feel like the market is kind of pricing in the dovish aspect of things. It's really kind of pricing in, where we have with like very, very dovish stuff coming in. I just think that, we had a report, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago out from Bank of America. And they were basically saying that they have this whole thing that they're talking about right now is anything but bonds. We've had really we talked about this, for the past, all day in Clubhouse, we talked about this in 2023. We talked about how there's so much money on the sidelines, and we're starting to see that money kind of pour into the markets, but they're not going into fixies. And in fact, when you see the dollar up, gold up, equities up, it kind of paints the picture that they're not finding a safe haven in fixies, and instead they're just kind of pouring into everything but the fixies, anything but bonds. And that's kind of what Bank of America was suggesting as well. So I'm interested to see that if the FOMC will change that picture at all. And if we're talking about a rate hike, I think that, a rate hike would definitely shock the system, but I'm not sure if it would be the right path. We're talking about potentially going with no landing here. They're talking about, we wanted the soft landing. We wanted to avoid a recession, but there's nothing happening. It's just straight boom town. So it's kind of interesting to see, if if that's going to be possible or not. Do we have any landing coming, or is it just going to be continuing rocket boosters to the north side? So FOMC is going to be very, very exciting this week. That's going to be on Wednesday. We're going to see a cavalcade of data before then, obviously on Tuesday, and then before the FOMC rate decision on Wednesday. But every single bet in the Fed Fund futures is basically saying that we are going to see this be a pause. I'm not seeing, let me see if we have any rate hikes. No, rate hikes are not on the table for May. June, we're looking at an 88, 89% chance of a pause. July, we're looking at basically a 70% chance of a pause, 30% chance of a cut. September's meeting is when we start to see things starting to roll over where the majority goes to a cut. And when I say majority, I'm just saying more than 50%. And then November as well, looking for a cut. And then December, obviously, looking for potentially a further cut. So we're pricing at about 1.5 cuts this year. I don't expect that we'll see, there's a potential that we could see no cuts this year. And that's something that we'd want to be looking out for. But yeah. Typo in the levels. Thank you for that. That should have been, I'll go back and fix that on tomorrow. I never edit the levels because I don't want it to look like that the levels are being posted after the fact there. So yeah, leading up until FOMC, it can be a very crazy session. We can see a lot of heavy positioning, but we can just see the market kind of moving around and not really doing that much. And remember, the Fed is in a blackout period until we do the FOMC. We're obviously going to have some unscheduled appearances after the FOMC rate decision. So on Thursday, I don't have any scheduled speakers, but on Friday I do have scheduled speakers, but they're not until later in the day. They're basically speaking on Saturday. I think is the 4th of May, right? Yeah, they're speaking on Saturday. So we might have some scheduled speakers show up after the FOMC rate decision, and I'll keep you folks apprised to that. But just expect the unexpected this week. If you've never traded FOMC before, you must know that this is one of the most volatile. Right now we're in that cycle where the whole market is sort of reacting to whatever the Fed has to say. So the Fed has every right to come out and shock us all with some new surprise information. And they could say anything, right? They could come out and they could say absolutely anything. And that's really going to be what we're going to be watching for here is if they say things that are unexpected that the market hasn't priced in yet. We're looking for an outlier statement, whether that's going to be that we've reached the terminal rate absolutely for sure, or we thought that we were doing the right thing. Now we might have to be looking at rate hikes on the table for the year. That would be the biggest shakeup in my opinion, because I feel like the market right now is pricing in that we are either at the point of the terminal rate or that we may have 1.5 cuts this year, or we might have more cuts. That's kind of what we're pricing in right now. I don't think we're really pricing in the scenario that we're going to see a rate hike, but I could really see the market coming out and saying, the market reacting negatively on that, and then basically saying, well, that's actually a good thing that we're going to have a rate hike, and then equity pricing going right back up. So that's what we have up until Wednesday. On Thursday, we have a whole mess of data. If you don't like trading FOMC, which by the way, FOMC is going to be a very volatile session. It's going to be extremely difficult to trade. I do recommend, if you've never traded it before, just to sit back Wednesday and just watch it. Don't be trying to trade it in an account that matters, especially if you've never traded or watched FOMC before. If you watched it last time and you were scared by it, if you were kind of intimidated by the price movement in FOMC, probably not a good thing to be trading it. Again, don't trade it in an account that matters to you. Don't trade it in a, if a combine means something to you, don't trade it in a combine. Instead, trade it in a practice account. If an XFA means something to you, maybe trade it in a combine. And, don't end up messing yourself up on something where it's like you can just wait. And what do I mean by wait? Well, you can wait for the afterglow. We talk about the afterglow. Thursday, the afterglow is going to be the afterglow of FOMC. And that's going to be a lot of data that's coming out. It's going to be all of the market participants that are judging what happened with the FOMC, what the path forward is, what the reaction is, was the price movement an overreaction to that FOMC print. That afterglow is tremendously easier to play than trading the regular FOMC print. So the afterglow is going to be bringing us a lot. We get the March trade balance released at 8:30 on Thursday. We get the preliminary non-farm productivity unit labor costs at 8:30. The jobless claims, because it's Thursday, of course, which we're going to find out, of course, from Jerome Powell himself when he holds the press conference. We're going to hear, what is the Fed looking at? Are we still looking at employment data? Are we looking at housing data? Are we looking at consumer prices? Are we looking at none of this because none of it matters and we're just going to do whatever because we're the Fed? It doesn't matter, right? We could see that. So that's going to be interesting to hear whether or not this impending data. The Fed has always said, I'd be pretty shocked if he came out and said something so rash, because the Fed has always been very much focused on, we're going to be looking at the data. However the data comes out is what's going to be pacing us for how we're making our future moves. And I do believe that that's going to be the tale that they continue to tell. So if that's the case, Thursday is going to be a very volatile day as well. But we're going to have that afterglow of the FOMC, knowing that when is the next meeting? I think it's in June, right? So June 12th. June 12th will be the next meeting. So it's a month after the one coming on Wednesday. So we have a whole month to digest the data. We're going to get another CPI print, more PPI. It's going to be all of this stuff that's coming in here. Thursday is going to be good data. We get employment data, we get trade balance. We also get the PMI data for Mexico, which can be used for the U.S. data as well. We're going to get the durable goods, capital goods orders for the U.S., and then we get a 3 and 6 month bill announcement and a 4 and 8 week bill auction. So again, short-term fixies there. And then on Friday, we do get a lot of Brazilian and Mexican data, but for the U.S. data, we're going to be getting the change in non-farm payrolls, which is going to be interesting. Again, like I said, this week is action-packed. Today is the sleepiest day of all of the sessions this week. I mean, if you look at the schedule this week, you can see that for yourself. And then in addition to all of these things, we have the PMI that's going to be coming out for Canada, the April PMI that's coming out for the US, employment costs, employment rates, underemployment rates, all of these things that are coming out on Friday. Pair that with potential speakers that are not scheduled yet, but will potentially be scheduled. Pair that with what else do we have on deck this week? Well, about 30% of the S&P is reporting this week in earnings. So again, the hits don't stop coming this week. Tomorrow we have PayPal, we have Eli Lilly, we have 3M, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Siri, all in the pre-market tomorrow. And then after the close, we get Amazon and AMD paired with SMCI, Starbucks, Riot, Pinterest, Caesars. That's all tomorrow after the bell. Wednesday, pre-market, we get Pfizer, CVS, we get Barracks. After the close, we get Qualcomm, Paycom, Carvana, Fastly, Etsy. And then on Thursday, after the FOMC, the afterglow day of FOMC, after the close on Thursday, we get Apple, Coinbase, Square, DraftKings, Cloudflare, Bill, Booking, Expedia. It's again, this is like the week where it's like, you might even just want to take off Monday just because you need to pace yourself, right? It's going to be one of those weeks where it's just action-packed, and that's going to be the theme of the week. Now, if you go into the week thinking that you're going to be a hero and try to break off the biggest piece you've ever broken off from the market, I'm going to tell you from experience, it's not likely to happen. Instead, you want to pace yourself this week. Be surprised when the market gives you an amazing trade. Be happy with it. Don't try to aim for home runs. There's a potential that you may hit a home run this week, but it shouldn't be coming from you thinking that you're going to be hitting a home run. In fact, if you're trying to force a home run in the market, it's very unlikely that it's going to happen. So you want to be focused on taking really good trades when they show up, focusing on just pacing yourself this week and really just letting the market speak to you. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we have a very choppy day today and the market doesn't move that much, that's to be expected. However, if we have some large positioning coming in today and the markets get caught offsides, we see a big run up into earnings. Remember, Apple is the number 2 weight of the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500. They're reporting after the close all the way down in Thursday, right? That's 3 days away. Thursday's a long, long way in the market, so we could see a big run up to earnings, which is what you generally see. Apple's been very, very compressed. I think that the afterglow of the disaster that is the Apple, what is the cinema display? What is that thing called? What are the goggles? The Apple ski goggles. Vision Pro, the Apple Vision Pro. The good old ski goggles, I feel like that has kind of subsided. The watch lawsuit has kind of subsided. So maybe investors are now looking ahead. I think that we have, when is that Apple event? Is that this week? I'm curious about that. Is it this week or next week? It's next week. So that's going to be on May 7th. So it's next Tuesday. That's going to be an iPad event. So they're probably going to be releasing new hardware for that. And so we could see a run up for that. We've seen Apple be very compressed lately, not a lot of activity. So investors might be looking at that and saying, well, this could be a value for this, right? This could be a value for this. Julian, my first FOMC, very excited. Nice there, Julian. And Seth says singles and doubles win championships. It's so true. And if you're going into this week thinking with a singles and doubles mindset, I'm promising you that you will see a lot of good things happening to your balances. Just be very, very, very careful this week. That's what I will say, right? Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about prices. What type of prices would you like to hear about there, Joe Black? What type of prices are you looking for? Hitting singles and doubles. It means that you're talking about basically you're going into each trade trying to just hit a base hit. You're not trying to hit a home run. You're not trying to go into this and saying, I want to make sure that I'm trying to hit a home run on this. I'm trying to smash this thing out of the park. I'm trying to get my biggest trade of all time, right? That's the type of trading that you want to be focused on. You don't want to be focused on smashing every single trade out of the park. It's going to happen. You're going to have a trade that you put on where you're thinking that you want to hit a base hit, and then all of a sudden you get an amazing run up. It's like a 1v4 in CS, break it down one by one. Exactly right. There you go. It's very, very true. Where do you look for who will report when? There's Earnings Whispers on Twitter is a great way to find the schedule for earnings of the week. Earnings Whispers or Earnings Whisper. I can't remember which one it is, but check them out. They're on Twitter and they post the earnings schedule during earnings seasons there. Hey, Rip, sounds like you're saying we should be going for a home run and then trading heavy today. Can you explain again? Yes, you should be full porting every single trade. Today is the only day you want to be focused on trading. Slam it as hard as you can and do not look back. And if you start losing accounts, reset like it's going out of style, because tomorrow you won't be able to trade unless you reset and send it nonstop today. Full margin every day. That's it. Good morning there, Pat. How you doing there? Good morning. A Counter-Strike reference here in the right place. Yeah, it's a 1v4 on pistols round. There you go. We are pushing up a little bit here on the NQ. We are pushing up just a touch here. So what I'd like to see, going over to our chart here, what I'd like to see is this holding above these 918s. I would like to see a clear out above 936 3/4. It is starting to squeeze here. We are seeing Tesla starting to really tune things up here. Tesla's looking very powerful. If you can believe it, Tesla's already trading close to 200 again. And everybody counted Tesla down and out. Everybody on Twitter was talking smack about Tesla when it was trading down towards those 140s, talking about, oh, it's dead. It's going to go to 100. I'll buy Tesla when it's trading in the 70s. And now here we are almost back at 200 again. Isn't that crazy? GC Wolf says, Rips, what do you thought? The NYSE is contemplating moving towards 24/7, 365 stock trading. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think that that's something that's going to be happening anytime soon. And if it's only the NYSE, I mean, the NYSE isn't as big as the NASDAQ. There's a lot more stocks that are trading on the NASDAQ. So, I mean, it would be interesting to see. I would be shocked to see it, to be honest with you. Maybe if the markets just go absolutely ape here and things get out of control, maybe the NASDAQ starts trading 25,000. Maybe we'll see that. We'll have to see that there. Never count Elon out ever. You bet against him, you'll find out why you do not bet against Elon. Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. Tesla is ran by the smartest CEO in the world. Good bet if you ask me. Yeah, I have a good friend of mine who his average price in Tesla is, I believe, something like $2, something like that. Maybe even under $2, but yeah. Hey, Rips, curious, how long would you say you've been trading futures for? At what point did you start becoming a success for you? So I've been trading overall for a decade. Futures have been a big part of that, although I did focus on equities and options for quite some time. But I don't know. Altogether, I'd say probably 7+ years of futures altogether. But I didn't get profitable in my trading journey until about 3 years in. It took me about 3 years to get to that consistent profitability point. So it's a long game. If you're looking into this to, I don't know, if you think that this is a game where you're going to push a couple buttons and you're going to wake up one day and you're just going to be this trading god, I mean, it's not realistic. This is a forever journey. You're always going to be working at this. The markets are always changing. They're always, you have to, I mean, if you're not attracted to this type of game, if you're not attracted to like a strategy style of gaming, you're not going to enjoy this. If you're not enjoying this right now, you should probably get out. You should probably stop doing it immediately. You should have a love for this, waking up every single morning and approaching the markets and being excited about it. And if that's not your thing, you're kind of doing this because you're like, oh, I need to make back the money that I lost in trading. Just get out now. Just stop. Go do something else. It's not worth your time, I promise you. You really have to love this. You have to enjoy doing this. It's a long game, and it's very challenging. It never ever is going to get easier. You'll become more adaptable to the markets, but it's never going to get easier. It's always going to be very, very difficult. You're up against the brightest minds in the world. If you think about it, you're playing a game where you're entering into an arena where you're literally up against the brightest minds in the world. There's people that have been offered jobs in NASA that get turned down because they want to take their job instead over at Goldman. And these scientists, these math scientists, they're taking jobs at Goldman because they pay a lot more. But these are the minds that you're up against. And if you think that you armed with your little Excel spreadsheet and 3 months of hard work is going to beat these people, then sorry, pumpkin, that's just not the truth. You're going to get smacked upside the head a couple times before you start to realize this is one of the, if not the hardest battle arena. This is the highest stakes digital musical chairs game in the game. I mean, this is it. This is everything. And if you think, again, there's people out there that are like, I'm a systematic trader. I have an Excel sheet and I've back tested 3 months of my trading. I'm going to win. And then they get smacked upside the head. And it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. You're literally up against the brightest minds in the entire world. And what makes you think that you armed with your Excel spreadsheet is going to be any better? It takes a lot of time and you have to pick and choose your spots. And it's the best way to trade is going alongside that, the motion of the ocean, those big players that are moving things around. You want to be on their side of things and not try to be smarter than them. One of the things that smacks up a lot of traders out there is those folks who say, well, the market, I heard this happened and then the market should be doing this, but it's doing this. And then you don't join along with the market doing the thing that it's doing. And because you say, well, everybody's stupid and I'm the smart one. Well, no, you're the stupid one for not following along with the stream of the market and thinking that you're smarter than everybody when you're up against mathematicians who are getting paid millions of dollars a year to generate these algorithms that are moving the market around. So no, I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but yeah, just if you don't enjoy this game, give up right now. That's what I will say. Be a whale watcher, not a whale hunter. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Good morning there, G-Dub, KG, Dana, Steve. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, don't ever challenge those quants. They'll take you out behind the woodshed and show you what time it is. How'd you get the nickname of Rips? Selling Rips. It's something that you can do either long or short. You're either buying low and you're selling that rip, or it's ripping and ripping and ripping and you're selling into that rip. You're selling it short and then you're buying those dips there. Trading is hard. Yeah, there you go. Goodness. My cousin works at Jane Street. It's insane there. Yeah, I mean, it's the most competitive marketplace in the entire world. This is the big leagues. This is it. Loving this game, even when I lose, the potential is too great to pass up. And that's the attitude that you should have. And when you lose, you should be humbling yourself, right? You should be looking at those losses and saying, how do I learn from what I did? And is there anything that I can take from these losing trades for next time to be a better trader? You know, that's literally what you should be doing, is focusing on, there's a lot of people out there that they have huge egos and that when they lose, they say, I was right. I never should have lost. Instead, you should be approaching that, if I lost money, I paid tuition and now I should make that tuition worth something. You should mold that around what you're thinking instead of saying, I was right. The market should have done this and that. Well, maybe your timing was off. Maybe you were right, but let's see why you lost and let's formulate a plan for next time so that when you have that same read on the market, that you can apply it and be profitable with that read in the future there. Like M2 Elite says, if you cannot handle losses, this is not for you. Losing is a big part of the game. I mean, I think last week I had about a 70% win rate, and I pulled 20-something $1,000 from the market, and which was fantastic. But I certainly wasn't winning every single trade. My win rate was probably around, I think, about 70% or so. So does anyone use the Lux Algo indicator? There's a bunch of them, OD. There's a lot of free ones that are worth checking out. There's also the premium subscription, which, I think it's pretty decent there. Had that 9K loss, but made it all back. There you go. When did I have a 9K loss? When did I have that? See, this is the thing. I've conditioned myself to not even really focus on my losing days there. So that's great. Fantastic. When was that 9K loss? Did we have a 9K loss? When I bought another combine? Oh, we're talking about combines. I was like, I didn't lose 9K in my XFAs. I'm just talking about XFAs. Anybody that says they never lose is lying. 100%. You're going to lose. You're absolutely going to lose. Rips, is there a max limit of number of trades taken during the day for Top Step? No, you can take as many trades as you want. There's no max number of trades. I think that gets convoluted with the idea that when they say there's a maximum number of lots you can trade, that's per position. That's not the amount of lots that you can trade in a single session or day. I'm trying to not trade today, break the habit for the chart. I feel like when I can walk away, I trade better overall. Also, it proves to yourself who's in control, right? If the market's in control of your actions, that's not a good place to be. That's where I was for a very long time in my trading. If the market is dictating your actions versus you're controlling when you're entering into the market, that's a big deal. What's the best trade copier that can set TP and SL automatic? If you're using NinjaTrader or Tradeovate, you want to use Replicanto. And this is the one right here. There's a link to it that I recommend there. Rips, do you trade prop firms only, or do you trade your own account too? I haven't traded my own account since last year, so I've been trading prop firms since July, I believe, July of 2023. So just been focused on trading prop firms with the rest of everybody here in Clubhouse. My biggest challenge in trading and becoming profitable was when I stopped looking and those Lambo iced out Rolex Instagram traders started listening and watching to the same. Oh, get out of here, Marco. But yeah, I agree. It's it's really funny out there that people are willing to pay people that have like 2 years of market experience. Like you have people that have only been trading like after COVID. Like there's people that literally have like 2.5 years of experience. I didn't get profitable until 3 years in the market. So it's like, I always say this a lot, the saying is garbage in, garbage out. It's not true. Garbage in, garbage stays in. So wherever you are directing your attention is what's going to stick with you. And that's what's going to have your subconscious brain be occupied with. And if you're filling it with a bunch of children or knuckleheads who are like, I'm 25 years old and I'm a market expert. I have 2.5 years of experience. Look at my Lambo and my watch. Like if you're keeping your time around those types of people, then they're just spitting out things like, ICT this, ICT that. It's like, well, why don't you just go, if you like ICT, go watch some videos, learn those ICT concepts, and maybe don't have somebody who only has 2.5 years of market experience filling your head with nonsense. Like I saw, and again, I'm not going to get down this road too deep, but I saw somebody posting something where they're like, this is my biggest trade of the year. And then it's like, but it's a paper trade. It's like, what is the value in posting that? Like I can put on a 100 lot trade right now and then show you folks like a 100 lot paper trade and then show you folks and say, oh, look at and if it wins, like, wow, this is my biggest trade of the year. Like what is the value in that? It's like, again, focus your time on and around people. And if YouTube is bothering you, never just stop watching YouTube. Focus your time being around people that support you, that support your trading journey, and then make it realistic. If you're around people that are like claiming like crazy amounts of profits on paper trading accounts and their children like, I'm in Bali this week. Oh, yeah, I'm in Singapore this next week. Check me out. I'm in Dubai this week. It's like, that's what we call homeless in my world. Back where I'm from, we call that being homeless. So like, if you're following those types of people, I mean, you follow like who you want to be. If you want to be somebody who's homeless, I guess maybe follow those people and you can trade paper accounts with them because last time I checked, paper accounts don't really buy a home, but Anyway, there's my rant for the day. What is my 5K runtime there? My 5K runtime is, there you go. Casey says, bro, I swear your order blocks trading webinar saves you almost 24 hours of ICT. That's the idea. I keep it light and tight and I focus on what makes sense there. Top Step TV is a huge benefit for traders who want to be realistic. I agree with you 100%. Top Step TV has some great programming for the most part. There are some knuckleheaded people that they bring on from time to time that I don't really agree with their values and what they have to say, but hey, if people find value in it, it's fantastic there. Rips doesn't run my 5K run time. I don't think I've clocked myself 5K. I've been doing a lot of hikes lately. I have trails around my property, so I go on hikes routinely here. And if you follow along on my Instagram story, that's what I'm posting. It's not Lambos and Rolex watches. It's more so just clocking in good weightlifting and going on nice hikes and that kind of stuff. I get messages all the time. The watch pics, for some reason, they motivate people. So I thought it was annoying at some point, but the Apple Watch pictures of like working out, apparently that motivates people, and I get messages about that. So I'm going to continue doing that there. I'm actually from MFF. It's built in DME if you have any specific you want to ask. Yeah, they have those trading journals. They're also going to be working on a trading journal for Top Step X. They're going to be having a Top Step X there. And that's good scenery and elevation. Yeah, I mean, I like hikes because I like being out and getting natural vitamin D. I mean, I live in the West Coast and it's almost sunny here year round. So I like, I like being outside and getting some vitamin D it's good for the soul and being out in the nature. It's very, very nice. CL should bounce here. Let's check out CL right now. Let's see. Holy smokes. Who shot crude in the foot here? I got to get the rest of the levels here on this chart. For some reason, I don't have them on this chart. Let's see. What's the level that we're going to be running into here? Select these levels, get them over. Boom. There we go. And then erase the duplicates here. So we should be coming down to 82 spot 83 here. I mean, that would be the level I'd want to watch. And it's interesting. We do have, it's crazy to see this, that we have positioning down here at 82.33, but then we overshot it by that much. And then here, people are kind of front running the 82 spot 83 level. So interesting. Anyway, that's the positioning that we have right now for crude rate there. One of them showed a picture of him mountain biking with a Rolex. If you're mountain biking with a Rolex on, I mean, that's hilarious if that's true. Mountain biking with a Rolex. That's next level right there. I didn't know Rolex could do on the map. I guess, if you have like one of the GMTs, you could be turning the crown, or not the crown, geez Louise, the thing. Good golly, what is the thing? Thank you, the bezel. You could be turning the bezel on the GMT to, I guess, clock your time. Or I guess if you have a submariner as well. Has my podcast been released yet? I'm doing a podcast with Austin Silver. I believe it comes out this week. I'm in no control of it. I have no creative control over that there. Hey Rips, MC is $7 for the first week, correct? Yeah, so the point is that you come in for those $7 and then you can binge watch all the webinars and get as much value for that. If you see any value beyond that, you stick around. But I encourage people to just come in for the $7, cancel immediately, right? So you're only on the hook for those $7. Cancel immediately and then let the full 7 days run out. Watch all of the webinars, get all of the value you can. And then, I mean, if that's not something you want to do, just tune in every single morning here on YouTube, and it's free every single morning. So tune in here on YouTube. Or if you don't like me, watch somebody else. There's plenty of free resources out there. I'm not the type of person who advocates paying for resources is better, but I do think that we have an amazing community here in MC. Will you become a better trader by paying money into MC? Absolutely not. There's no way that I could ever make that promise. Will you suddenly fix all of your bad habits? Absolutely not. It's a community. It's like-minded people who are all on the same mission. If that's what's going to help you with your trading, hey, great, fantastic. If it's not, hey, great, fantastic. I'm one of those people who always pushes on like free resources. If people ask, hey, how do I learn Bookmap? Go on Bookmap's YouTube channel. Watch those videos. They're all free. Ingrain yourself with that. When I was growing up, we didn't have YouTube, obviously. I mean, YouTube is an amazing resource and it's free for the most part. Free resource where you can learn almost anything. Watch videos on trading, but try to stay away from the people that we're talking about. Try to stay away from the Rolex slinging homeless people. Try to find somebody who's been doing this for a long time and can show you profitability in doing this. Rolex while mountain biking sees a little red fox in a green outfit with a red. And that's hilarious. My mom makes $500K plus a year from her trucking business. I have $80K to play with for my birthday gifts for years. I would stick. I would stick with funding companies still, Eric. I would not be using any kind of. I would not be using a real account. I've had so many people message me throughout the last, I would say, 6 to 8 months where folks were very, very frustrated with the rules that they had on these funding companies. Not exclusive to Top Step by any means, but they were frustrated nonetheless, which I get. Trading is very, very frustrating, of course. And if you're using your own money, there's nobody that's going to stop you from refilling your account, from going on tilt, from stopping yourself out, from stopping yourself from trading. There's no real rules in place. And the problem with that is that there's nobody, right? When it comes to trading, there's nobody that's really like sitting with you, right? It's you. You're your own boss. You're in control of everything. And when I was trading and I didn't have any kind of rules or prop firms or anything like that, it got very, very nasty, especially my first 3 years. It got very, very nasty, very, very expensive. Obviously, I wouldn't trade that for the world because it taught me everything that I know now, along with all the other things, all of my mentors that helped me throughout the years. But I wouldn't trade that for the world. But I'm saying that if you're new to futures trading, if you're wanting to trade futures, it's very attractive to look at something like NinjaTrader, Trade-of-8, AMP, all these other brokerages out there, Doran or whatever they're called. You can look at all of these brokerages and say, wow, look, I can get started. I just deposit $1,000. I could trade the micros. But if you do that, there's no real protection in place. And if you're new to this, why would you want to learn with your own real money when you can trade on a prop firm and you don't have to risk your own money? You're risking $49, right? And you're getting the exact same experience because you're not going to be moving around the market with micros. I'm sorry to break that news to you. You have $1,000 account. You're not going to have any effect on the market. It's going to be the same as if you're trading on a sim account. It's going to have zero effect. I'm going to go back to the NQ here, by the way, since we are seeing a little baby perk up here to the north side here. And I'm going to drop it another 5 minutes so we can actually see what's going on. Since there's not that much movement, we are just meandering between our two levels here, just kind of ping-ponging around. I'm not seeing any good trades to be taken just yet. We should have some liquidity being injected at the top of the hour here. But, you have to think about it. If you're going to be putting in your own money, there's no differing from the experience that you're going to have from putting $49 on Top Step and trying a 50K account. And in fact, you're going to be trading a lot smarter because you're going to have a daily loss limit that's going to keep you in check and a maximum loss limit. If you blow the account, which is going to happen, we all blow accounts from time to time, you're on the hook for $49 versus losing a $1,000 account. You just lost $1,000. You could essentially trade 20 Top Step $49 combines for the same price and get way more market experience. Now, if you're going into it and you're saying, I don't care about $49, I'm just going to slam it and I'm going to YOLO every trade and go for it. Well, let's just say you get lucky and you pass. Now what? Now you have a funded account. You haven't learned anything about how to trade. You don't know anything of what you're doing. And there's no real point. Everybody wants to rush that stage for some reason. Everybody who's newer to trading, people who are veterans, they know not to rush that stage. But if you're rushing the combine stage and you have no experience in trading, you're going to get that XFA. You're going to get lucky. You're going to get into that XFA, and then you're going to blow that XFA because you didn't build up any market experience during that time. So I highly suggest getting on a combine, trading that combine exactly how you're going to trade in your funded level account, and just taking it slow. I pass on average with my 150K combines. There's a question on my Instagram this weekend. I did a Ask Me Anything yesterday on Sunday. There's a question that I had about, I can pass combines, but then I get to the XFA and blow it. I think more likely, more times than not, it's going to be somebody who's rushing that combine stage. They're going to be pushing as hard as they can in those combines, and they get to those XFAs, and it's like, yeah, forget about it. You're rushing so much during the combine stage. It's not going to make sense when you get to the XFA stage because you're going to be trying to rush that and you're going to blow it. And with my combines, I've looked in the past with my 150K combines, my average passing time is about 9 days. Let's see, where am I at on these right now? These are April 16th. So how many trading days is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be my 10th trading day, and the balance on these accounts is 156.5. Now, given I've been trading my XFAs a little bit more actively here on stream, but it just goes to show I'm not worried about passing these things. I have 24 combines that are passed waiting in the wings for me right now. This will get me to a nice even 27 here. But the point is that I'm not looking into these combines and saying today, like right now, like I need to be trading. I got to be passing these things. I'm only $2,500 away from passing these things. $2,500. I can make that in a quick 10 lot trade. Let's go for it. Yeah. Right? That's the kind of thinking that gets you into trouble. But if you're thinking about this and saying, all right, let's take a 1, 2, 3 lot trade here. And maybe we start with 1 lot, scale up to 3, copy that across my 3 accounts. Essentially, it's a 9 lot position. Yeah, maybe we'll make $500, $1,000, and then it'll get us even closer to passing. Maybe we'll lose the trade. Well, we lost $500. It's not going to take us out of the game, but hey, it's going to keep us in line with that passing grade of maybe around 9 days right there, right? I've been trading for years and I'm fascinated that there are still new things to uncover about the markets. Yeah, you'll continue to find things over and over and over. It's a beautiful thing. Combines have to convert it within 30 days. So I pay for my combines the moment that they pass. So I get the email that they passed and I just pay for them. Once you pay for them, they're good. They're going to stay in the sidelines until you blow an XFA and then they rotate in. So as long as you pay for them within 30 days, you are good to go there. No news today. Yeah, like I said at the top of the call, it's a very light news day. The only news, we have two things. We have an auction, and then we have a 3 and 6 month bill auction, and then we have the Dallas Fed manufacturing activity. That's not going to be out until 10:30. The auction's at 11:30, so it's going to be a very, very slowish pre-market until we get to the market's opening here. Got a fresh 150 eval. I'm trying to be strategic and finally pass. Yeah, take it slow. Take it very, very slow. With all your past combines, are you taking max payouts on the XFAs and letting them close and then rotating in new XFAs? No, I want to get the XFAs moved over into my live account. I want to get that balance moved over into my live account. So that's kind of what that's what I'm looking to do, Acumen. That's my goal here. So I'm still taking payouts, but I don't take big payouts. I just take little trims. So I'm getting paid for my time. And taking little trims and then just continuing to trade them and trying to get that balance transferred over to my live. Because my goal is to join Dakota in the top 5. That's where I'd like to be here. Rips, I never rush when I trade with my combines, but when I get my XFA account, I always blow up in 3 days. So upset. You got to just limit yourself to trading one lot there, Angia. That's it. I mean, there's your answer right there. If you limit yourself to trading one lot, you have to be very, very out of the pocket to blow it in 3 days. That would be a challenge. I would challenge somebody that, I could pay you 10 grand if you tried to blow your XFA account only trading single lots. And I'm not talking about flipping, but actually taking real trades, trading single lots. It'd be pretty difficult. I'm sure you would agree with me. It'd be very, very difficult to actually blow that account if you only trade one lot and you're somehow blowing it in 3 days. Only trade one lot even on my combines. That's true. There you go. There you go. One lot. There's your answer. If you're passing on combines trading one lot, you shouldn't be changing that your trading style once you get to the XFA. And I get it. We want to get payouts. We want to rush the process. We're finally here. Let's get it going. Let's get a nice buffer. But those are the things that get us in trouble. The more that we try to push and fuss and get a lot faster, the harder the market's going to punch back at you. TopStep X added bonds and notes for trading. Yeah, they added some pairs, they added currencies, they added bonds, which is crazy. I mean, TopStep keeping at it. It's amazing. TopStep X, amazing. Challenge accepted. Get out of here. Hey, Rips, I heard that XFA expires after 30 days for inactivity if you don't trade. Is that true? So if you have 3 XFAs that are live, and those 3 XFAs that are live, you do not trade them for 30 days, I do believe that they will close it. They'll pay you out half and then they'll close it. I do believe that's true. But if you have 3 XFAs that are live and then 24 that are sitting in the wings, 21 or 24, let's just say 24, waiting in the wings, I've already paid for them. Those are going to sit there until these 3 XFAs either go into live or I blow those 3 XFAs or one of those XFAs. And then those passed and paid for combines are going to rotate in. There you go. Don't need to trade heavy to make a decent amount of money, especially if you catch the trend for the day. Made 10K trading a max of 3 lots last week. Give it up for Jay here. Nice work there, Jay. And that's the true facts here. I mean, you know what's funny is that Mr. Kofifi, who, by the way, can we give it up for Mr. Kofifi in here? I don't know if he's still watching, but Mr. Kofifi took a payout, I believe on Friday or Saturday. He got a payout from TopStep. So congratulations to Mr. Kofifi. But Mr. Kofifi made, I think, $50,000 or $60,000 trading 3 lots, and that was it. He traded 3 lots and he made $50,000 or $60,000. So, I mean, if you're thinking like you need to be trading full size all the time, like you're crazy. It's not that. That's not it. Logan says, been prop trading 6 weeks now, past second combine Thursday, closed last week up 475 in XFA. Base hits will be the goal, slow and consistent. There you go. That's the way to do it right there. Hey, Rips, how long do you have after passing to convert to an XFA? 30 days. 30 days. $500 so far trading micros. Nice work there. Strictly Trade Biz. Very, very nice. How long did you trade that for? The 3-lot trade, I think, was like to make like 50 or 60 grand was like only like 3 days of trading, but 3-lot max. It was crazy. It was amazing. Do we have a takeout here, Yacht Flyer? Little takeout in the CL. So you can have 3 live XFAs, but have up to 24 on the sideline. You can have as many as you want on the sideline. I only have, I mean, it's not only, but that's as many as I've accumulated to this point. If I was able to pass 3 more, then I'd have 27. You can have an unlimited amount that, as long as you paid for them, passed on the sideline there, Kay. Hey, good to see you there, Antonio. Welcome on in. Give Antonio a nice warm welcome here. Paid as in activated. Yeah, so you just pay for them, but they don't switch over because you can't have more than 3 live XFAs. So today I'm on track to hit my 200 per day on my first XFA. Would you withdraw or build it up more to create a buffer? Dotton, let me ask you this. Have you ever taken a payout from Top Step before? Have you ever taken a Top Step payout before? I would take one. Then yes, take max payout, 100%. You need to make it real. It needs to be, don't worry about the buffer because I've had so many people who try to, they're like, oh, I'm going to build up some more. And then they start giving some back and then they're chasing their tail saying, oh, well, I got to get back to where I was. Then I'll get back and then I'll just take that original payout I was going to get. Make it real. Don't worry about the buffer right now. Make it real. Get paid for it. And then if you're feeling out of the pocket, trade other combines, get those ready to go, get them ready to pass. It gets a lot easier to pass combines. You'd only have 500 before you lose it. Yeah, it's true. It is true. But again, you don't want to be chasing your tail. It's really a comfort question. If you're comfortable with giving up the idea of taking a payout, then that's fine. But I'm always from the camp that if you've never taken a payout before, you want to make it real. Take that payout. I've had so many people that run up their accounts. They don't want to take the payout. They run up their account. They get up to like $3,000. They don't take a payout and then they lose their account. And it's like, well, why don't you just take the payout? You got to trust me on this. Take that payout, make it real because it does a world for your confidence. It does a huge change for your confidence there. What bookmap version should I buy? Global is good enough. You don't need Global Plus. Global is good enough. And then we have a coupon here. Takes 20% off. So check out that link there. If you don't activate them within 30 days, you lose them. That is correct. That is correct. And I learned that the hard way probably like 3 or 4 months ago where I had a bunch passed and I lost them all because I didn't pay for them. Made 8K on a 50K, then gave it all back in 8 days, back to the beginning. It sucks. And I'm asking you that, let me ask you this, Level Up Lair. If you had the opportunity to go back in time, would you have taken a payout even though it would have ate into your drawdown? Would you have originally taken a payout? I think we all know the answer, but I just want to hear it from you. At what amount would you take a payout on a 50K? As soon as you can, especially if you've never taken a payout. Now, if you have taken a payout, yeah, see, answer is yes. If you have taken a payout, I think it's different, right? It's different. But there's this whole thing where you sit there and you say, well, I want to build up a buffer. I want to get above this. And now all of a sudden you're trading this game within a game. And it's going to infect your mind a little bit. You're only going to be thinking about, well, I need to get up to this level. The market has no idea about this, by the way. It doesn't know how close you are to passing and where your buffer is and all of this. Market just is going to be the market. But what you're doing is creating all this extra stress on yourself where you're trading these weird trades all of a sudden because you're like, okay, well, I just need to do this. If I do this, I make this much this day and this much the next day, then I'll get above this buffer and I can withdraw and da-da-da-da-da. That's not how real trading works. You just need to focus on taking trades. And when you're above a payout and you've never taken a payout before, you need to make it real. Take that payout, make it real. And then if you blow that account, whatever, at least you got a payout. But then you're on to the next stage, which is building up buffers in your future accounts. But you need to make it real. You should be taking a payout. Every time you hit 5 winning days, you should take a payout, even if it's only a couple $100. And as well as that, think about it. You get that last combine monthly fee refunded to your credit card or whatever you paid on. So let's just say that you're trading on a 150K combine, which costs $150, 149. You take that payout, even if it's only $50, you get $149 refunded to your credit card or whatever your payment method was. And then you get the $50 payout. There you go. You got $200 that you didn't have. And great. Now you took a payout, you made it real, and then you can continue trading it. Fantastic. How do I add more charts on Top Step X? Good question there, Duckins. If somebody can help Duckins out. Where do we go to let the market know our positions? Who cares about me? Go to Traders Anonymous. There you go. 125 is the minimum payment. Okay, there you go. So 125 minimum payout there. Is that 149 per account or just a one-off for the first ever? No, per account, Tommy, believe it or not. It's absolutely every single XFA that you trade. It's per account, one time per account. What about playing gap fills? I think that's a great strategy there, Joe. We do have a little bit of a gap here in the NQ that could potentially be filled down here. So yeah, we could be seeing that if we are rejecting here off these highs. Again, my eyes are the opposite of hungry eyes for today here. How many contracts would you recommend on a fresh eval? Depends on the size, but I would say under 3 lots. If you're trading at 50K, try to stick it to one mini. And if you're trading on Top Step X, trade 2 to 4 micro clips. That would be best. 150K, yeah, keep it under 3 minis. Under 3 minis. Would you say yesterday was a P-shaped short covering? I've never heard of that term before. Never heard of that one. P-shaped short covering, no. Never heard that one. Look at the right where you see the default hit in the box and add. Okay, so there you go. That's for somebody asking about how to add the Top Step X charts there. Does the 5 days reset after you take a payout? So after that payout, it's just another 5 days of $200 or more. It's just 5 days of $200 or more. They don't have to be consecutive or anything. Does Top Step X allow hotkeys trading? I believe they have some hotkeys built in. I know that our buddy in here, Cargo Cult, is working on hotkeys. Oh, P-shaped volume profile. Yeah. Let's see what the distribution was here. Yeah, I mean, very well could be. I mean, we're up here now and it's not looking super strong. So, I mean, anything can happen up here. The stars of the show this morning are Apple and Tesla. So, I mean, Apple can definitely push the market, but we've seen this many times where the rest of the market fades and Apple goes up and the market continues to fade. So, 5 micros equals 1 mini. No, 10 micros equals 1 mini. Unless you're talking about a different, if we're looking at the S&P and the NQ, yeah, 5 micros is equal to half of a mini. So 10 micros is equal to 1 mini there. There's no button for chart add component. If anybody can help Duckins out, would really appreciate that. Good morning, Rips and Mark Clubhouse members. Good morning there. Vikrant, good to see you. OSNG, first time here. Welcome. Did Tesla announce a second round of layoffs? I don't think so, but the market loves it right now. Market loves Tesla here. Hey, Rips, I know you're a Celsius guy, but have you tried Monster? Oh, yeah. I mean, we drink Monster in here for a hot minute. We drink the Ultra Watermelon. Bad Apple has become my go-to choice for juice of trading. Slightly sour drink. May love this. I'll give it a shot. What color is the can? Bad Apple. Is it green? Might have to order some right now. You might have hooked me here. Let's see. If it's got sugar in it, I can't do it. Monster Bad Apple. If it's sugar-free, I'm all about it. I don't know why they don't have it. The add chart option used to be in here. I don't see it anymore either. So Top Step X update might have had a little bit of a kerfuffle here and a little bit of an issue. MC sponsored by Just for Men and Celsius. There you go. Those are my 2 favorite sponsors there. Ribs, what is your opinion on standard deviation strategy? Standard deviation strategy. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to approach it. I like more so like doing like an RSI divergence strategy or a delta divergence strategy. Standard deviation can work, but when we're in trending markets, it kind of neglects that. So I'm not very keen on standard deviation strategies, but if it works for you, I'm all for it. I'd like diversion versus standard deviation. Go with Ghost, best tasting. It tastes like pure candy. It's insane. Ghost, like Sour Patch Kids. They have Warheads. That stuff is crazy. Hit my first payout goal on NQ. Gonna take a 6K payout. Nice. Give it up for JP in here. Today not trading right before big news comes out later this week. We're going to see off the open here if we can catch any trades. But like I said at the top of the call, I'm not looking at the market with hungry eyes. Orange creamsicle on Ghost. I think that's the one flavor that I haven't tried, but I love creamsicles. So maybe I ought to get into that there. Just found out Bad Apple is a UK specific flavor. Oh, you're teasing me, Crow. It's that square on the right side of the chart. Okay, so multi-chart nowhere to be found. Interesting. Very, very interesting here. ICT. I mean, if it works again, I always default to if somebody's strategies or if there's a strategy out there that works for you, keep doing it. Don't listen to anybody else. If what is working for you is continuing to work, keep leaning into it. Keep doing it. If you find strategy like ICT that's working for you, keep doing it. Keep leaning into it. Rips, I recognize your poster behind you, but can't remember for the life of me what it is. This right here, this is it might be a poster out there, but it would be similar because this is actually a custom work that I had commissioned for me. So it might look like a random poster out there, but yeah, no, this is a thick canvas right here. Very thick canvas with probably like a 1/2-inch coating of resin on it. It's a monster. This is like I think it's like a 3 foot by 2 foot piece here. It's a nice piece. I'll get you folks a full view sometime I'll post that on Instagram. I'm a big collector of art. I love art. Big fan of art. I like street art. I like modern art. I like contemporary. Is just, I mean, there's a lot of different contemporary modern art is probably my favorite, but you know, I have a soft spot for the classics as well. Looks like Bob Marley. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like you can see those 3 colors. Actually, like 4 colors, but yeah. NFT art. Yeah, I got a couple of those moving ones right behind me that are over on this side over here. But yeah. What was the NFTs? Like Invisible Friends was a good one. That was fun. Those, especially when they got animated, they did the 3D models. There's a bunch of them, but yeah, I didn't get too caught up in the NFT craze because I didn't have the time to trade them all. Ribs, what is the average directional indicator, and is it any good? I don't know. That's I'm not a big indicator guy. I mean, I guess you could use the EMAs, but I don't know about directional indicator. It feels like you're looking for shortcuts. And if you're looking for shortcuts, I mean, everybody goes through their indicator phase in trading, I think, where you line your chart full of indicators and you can't even see the price action. Maybe it was just me, but you know, I couldn't see the underlying price of whatever I was trading because I was covered in indicators. But you know, you're going to find a lot more value in trying to read the price action or just setting up your own levels and mapping out trend lines and that type of thing, and maybe looking at the VWAP as an indicator. But yeah, I would stay away from indicators personally. Thought it was cause with the X. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. Do I have any cause pieces? I might have like a figurine of cause, but I don't think I have any big blasted pieces or anything like that. Ribs, when is Top Step launching 10 max accounts? We don't know. It could be anytime. It really is up to MP. And remember, MP is on a business trip right now, so he's not going to have. I'm going to be on Fast Markets tomorrow. Definitely not going to be on there with MP. And yeah, it's going to be one of those things where he's going to be the final say on that stuff. And I don't think we're going to have any new information about that until he comes back, which is going to be probably 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks. But yeah, how it's called your haircut. This is called the Rip Special. So you go to your barber and you say, give me the Rip Special. And they'll look at you and say, what? It's just you, Algo Traders gang. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's us. That's us right there. Thought MP said it ain't happening. I missed that if he said that. I totally missed that. Anybody trade the yen overnight, by the way? Let's see if we can pull up the pair here, the dollar yen. There we go. Look at this. Whew. They said, what? 160s? You wanted to buy this in the 160s? What are you talking about? Oh, my. He did say that, maybe 5 max. Ooh. Well, you know me, I'll be on the show to convince him otherwise. I'll say 5? What kind of excuse is 5? We need 10. The people want 10. Gosh, dang it. He said maybe it'll be 5 or 10 or still 3. Very, very ambiguous there. So did anybody, I'm curious, if you traded the yen, even just the yen, naked yen, or if you traded the yen pair, naked yen went up, but if you traded the yen pair, the dollar yen pair, drop a W in chat. I'm curious. Anybody trade this? This was, I mean, I was sleeping like a baby, so I didn't catch any of this, obviously. But you want 7,000 accounts? Well, maybe they'll make that available just for you. It'd be a little bit expensive though. You'd be spending a lot in fees to have 7,000 accounts. But hey, there you go. Yen said eat and pulled the floor out. Hey, friends, how you doing? Good morning. People want pulled pork. Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to see what happens with the leaderboard with 5 XFAs or 10 XFAs, right? Yen can cook, so can you. I just want to know if Duckins figured out the multi-chart view. Let's hear it, Duckins. Did you figure it out yet? Can you trade the dollar yen on NinjaTrader? I believe so. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you can trade all that stuff. Should just leave on a buy stop on yen futures each day waiting for intervention. Yeah, right. Exactly. What is your average stop loss on the 50Ks? I don't trade the 50Ks myself, but I mean, you got to be trading on the micros if you're trading the 50Ks, in my opinion. I mean, otherwise it's going to be very, very risky. You just don't have that much drawdown room. You got to be trading on the micros, in my opinion. Hunter, volatility, the market is going to roller coaster soon, I predict. Yeah, I think FOMC is going to bring a bumpy ride. Liquidity injection was a big nothing burger. Yeah, you saw that too, huh, G-Dub? Nothing. Literally nothing. Market barely moved, but we'll see what happens here at 9:25. I'm glad we're not trading this chop, I'll tell you what. Glad we're not trading this at all. Tell you what, though, folks, I'm going to take a quick little restroom break, and I'll be right back with you in about 2 minutes here. 2 minutes. And we're back. We made it. I think Top Step will end up allowing 5. He was not a fan, not at all a fan of, or could anyway justify the value of 10. As much as I would like 10, I would be happy with 5. I have 15 with Apex, and the company is just a game playing site. As long as there will always be more losers than winners, they make payouts, then they will exist. If they only allowed 3 or less accounts, they would be a pimple. They would be a pimple. I've never heard that one before. They'd be a pimple. I like that. That's very true. I agree with that there. Is it time here? Let's do it. Let's crack that. Oh, yeah. Tap into the silver bullet over here. A little bit of the Rocky Mountain highs this morning. Oh, yeah. That is a delicious can of lager there. I mean, that's every prop firm. They make money off of losers. It's very true. Very, very true. But, you know, Top Step is one of the ones where they actually call good traders up to live and they actually copy their good traders with the house account and such. It was really funny. I was talking, I comment sometimes randomly. I go to my For You page and I comment randomly on people's Twitter posts. You know, somebody had a random post asking about, what prop firm should I be trading on? And I said, yeah, you trade on Top Step. It's one of the few trading prop firm companies that will actually call up their traders to live. And somebody commented, this person had like a ridiculous post history, but somebody commented something along the lines of like, live? Why would I want to be called up to live so I can be full porting like you do on Top Step TV? Nobody wants to be trading in front of an audience if they're called up to live. And it's like, no, that's not what a live account means. Somebody actually out there literally thinks that being called up to live means that you get called up to trading on Top Step TV. Can you imagine living in that world? That's got to be insane. Rips, I may have done this the hard way since I didn't dump money on my 27K day, but I passed my 150. Oh my goodness. Way to go, Jared. That's awesome. That's amazing. Jared just passed his 150K combine. Anybody take a swing at the balance here in YouTube since you can't see this? No cheaters, by the way, you folks that are in Clubhouse. What do you think his balance is to pass his 150K combine? He had a $27,000 profitable day. That's amazing. I can't believe he did it. Well done, Jared. That is incredible. Very close. The guess is 180,000. He is at the balance of 202,000. 202.6. $202,636. Oh my goodness gracious. What a mission. Well done there, Jared. That's amazing. Well, now when you get your XFA, let's try to get the balance up to the same. Let's try to get it up to 202,000 there. That'd be amazing. That'd be epic. That's crazy. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. I mean, most people would just be like, nah, I'm just going to reset it. That's insane. But congrats. That's amazing. That's so awesome. I mean, you had so much drawdown too, which is great. What a recovery. I love it. Yeah. My God. Insane, right? Should get a special award for this. I agree. I mean, now when you get the XFA, just please take it slow. But that's a heck of an accomplishment. You got a lot of trading under your belt too, which is great. You get a lot of experience for that. That's awesome. So market just kind of meandering up here, waiting for the next liquidity injection. Market's going to be open here in about 20 minutes. I don't like this long. I don't like this short. I just want to wait and see what happens here off the open. You know, I'm going to be trading this in Combine. So if you folks are looking for XFA trades today, I'm not going to make the commitment that I won't trade XFAs, but I'm just telling you on the onset, I'm only going to be trading combines here. And you say, why? Why don't you trade your XFAs? This is a scam. Why if you have live accounts in XFAs and all these past combines? Because I'm not careless with my money. I want to build up big balances on my XFAs, get those transferred over to my live account. We're in the business of making money. There's obviously a level of tradertainment here, but this is why we trade on combines from time to time. Could somebody explain the 148 refund again? All right, I'll explain it for you. So, Theo, if you make money on your XFA, when you make money on your XFA, you can request a payout after you've had 5 days where you made $200 or more. It doesn't mean that you have to make those consecutively. And you request that payout, you get a refund of whatever the last month that you paid on that combine. So if you paid $149 for a 150K combine, you pass that over to your XFA, you would get that $149 refunded the moment that you take that first payout. How cool is that? So it essentially is like, it just lowers your cost even more. The best learning is getting out of the deep hole. I agree. It's coming out of a deep drawdown always feels good. When you finally have that day where you're out of your drawdown, it's amazing, right? How does that shifting of money work? They just, Jan, they just refund your funding method. That's it. They just refund your funding method. So if you put your combine on your credit card, they will do a credit back on your credit card for whatever was the last month that you paid for that combine. So if you got billed $149 in the month of, April, they would refund that $149 the moment you get that first payout. I get nervous on live TV. Hope they keep me in XFA. That's what I wanted to respond to that person. It's like, it was so funny. Not only did they have no idea what they were talking about, then they took a shot at me. They're like, yeah, you trade 20 accounts for 20 points or 20. I don't know. I barely even read it. I was just laughing. No, I mean, shifting from XFA to live, what you talked about. No, I mean, it's a live account. So I have a live account. I have 3 XFAs. So I essentially have 4 funded accounts that I can trade. It's you have to get called up by the risk manager. It's a thing of prestige, really. There's your orders actually hit the tape. You have your own personal risk manager that you have a direct line of contact with. You can change your risk parameters on your account. Like right now, mine is 5 lot max, 3K daily drawdown, 3K daily max loss limit, but 5 lot max. So I don't ever trade more than 5 lots on that live account, which is great. And if I build up that balance to 100K plus, I want to change that to probably like a 5 lot and like a 5K drawdown maximum. Get called up by the banker, the broker, the banker. The best learning is staying on the sidelines and watching on slow days like this. I agree with you, DJ, 100%. How do they send a payout on a credit card as well? It's a refund. It's a refund on your credit card. It's credit. It is a refund. They don't pay you out on your credit card. It's just a refund for your combine fees. Travis Bickle says, hey guys, new here. I'm British. Go easy me. I feel like I've seen you a lot in the YouTube chat there, Travis. Welcome. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us in here. Hey, Rips, new to the channel. I've heard you talk a few times about liquidity injections. Is this something you came across on Bookmap or just through research? It's a known thing. It's when algorithms are turning on and they have to provide liquidity. And there's a small little shuffle of rebalancing that happens when you have these liquidity injections. And they happen at very specific times every single day. I can never pass any of these evals because the drawdown just stuck in my head no matter what. I passed 2 blue sky statics, 800 of drawdown, but passed in 1 day proves to me that drawdown really does mess with me. Also, no consistency rule. That really helped. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different, I prefer having a maximum daily drawdown personally because it keeps me in line and it will prevent me from ever going on tilt in these things because, you don't really get it. I mean, maybe you could, I guess, but I don't personally. I'm not really. I feel like my tilted self was a big part of the early part of my trading career, and I conquered those demons in a way that I don't really let them dictate my actions anymore. So, hey, Rips, I'm new here. What are those lines on your chart? Oh, you took them off. Yeah. You're not new here, G-lines. Get out of here. Hi, I'm new here. How does it work? Do you call out trades here or do we have to join the channel to get that? Neither. I sit here and I just flap my gums and drink beer on the channel. But yeah, if you're new here, the point is to get a good market education by watching. If you're looking for a signal service or somebody to call out trades for you, I would look elsewhere. It's not going to be a good home for you. If you're looking to learn about how to trade for yourself and how to build your own trading acumen, stick around. But if you're looking for signals and Rolexes and Lambos, definitely find another channel because this ain't it. If you want to find a trailer park on the water, there's a really good channel I know of. But yeah, I would not stick around here. When is the combine giveaway? Which one? I didn't even know we announced one here. I'm new here. What do you think about the dollar going down? Good morning, Rips. Get ripped by the open. That would be awesome to watch. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in at least 8 years, I want to say. Rips, just tell the truth. This is the channel for the energy tasting reviews. You found it. You found it. There you go. You found it. We're all just watching Rips molting over here. That's the idea there, Carl. Good morning, Carl. Good to see you. Bell to bell on Top Step TV today, everybody. So you know, when we finish up the show here, you know where you want to go. Good morning. Good morning. Alcohol is nasty stuff. I mean, I had fun with it throughout the years, and I just got over it. Hey, Rips, do you know if there's a regulatory body that ensures the accuracy of simulated accounts relative to the market? I don't know of there being one, but I know the CFTC is cracking down on, like FX firms and stuff like that. So I would assume that maybe they're going to increase regulation over the years as these futures prop firms become more and more popular. But I will tell you this, on Top Step, I've never had any wonky fills. I've had fills that are in line with the markets of where the price actually is. So, and I have multiple data feeds that show me exactly where the price is, and I'm getting that exact fill. I've never had, I can't say the same for other funding companies personally, but on Top Step, I've never had that issue where I put on a trade and it fills me at a completely different area of the market. This whole channel is just a marketing play for Celsius. You got me. That is correct. Been watching Rips for over a month, didn't even show his BMW or Audi or no transparency. I don't think I've ever actually owned an Audi. BMW, yes, but Audi, no. I don't think I've ever actually had, well, you could argue something else. Audi does manufacture a couple of the different cars, but it's all under Volkswagen, right? Volkswagen is the parent company of all of that. Top Step TV pointing out possible head and shoulders on CL day chart. Let's see. Let's go over to CL here. What on the daily? Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's still in an uptrend, but yeah, there you go. Toyota is the way to go. I agree. If you ever want to get a car that's never going to die, you get a Toyota. If you shows off all the Celsius he drinks, that's a flag. Is drinking Celsius a new flag? I don't think that's a flex there. Mercedes, luxury, BMW, sporty, Audi, best of both worlds. My A8L. What's that? I mean, what's that? Like, it's an RS8 is like a really nice 4-door. Is it an RS8 or RS7? It's a really nice car. I mean, I haven't driven one, but I mean, they look nice, and you can get them all done up there. The Land Cruiser. See, Dana knows that's like literally the greatest vehicle of all time. The Land Cruiser. Nobody realizes that either. Like, if you've ever been in a Land Cruiser, you're like, whoa, what is this thing? Land Cruisers are by far and away like one of the greatest vehicles of all time. Even the new ones are like, wow, those are sweet. Rips trades breakouts usually with a catalyst news from time to time. Dan Brook, you're on an X5. Tundras, nice. Yeah, Toyotas, they don't quit. They're amazing. Land Cruiser is about, I mean, people who don't know Land Cruiser, I mean, I feel bad for them. Land Cruisers are insane. My friend said in Japan, for the car to pass annual inspection, everything on the car has to work. The radio, windows, everything. That may be why they make cars reliable. Makes sense. Yeah, even the old Land Cruisers are cool. The new ones are freaking nuts too. Lexus is Toyota's luxury brand. That's why they're also very good vehicles there. Gabriel is driving from SC to Orange County. Listen to Rips. Thanks for having me on there, Gabriel. Problem is Toyota pricing has gotten too unreasonable. I haven't looked lately. Have they gone up? You know, it was really kind of a slap in the face that they released a Supra, but it's basically a BMW. It's like, what? What is, like, why would they not make their own? Like, if Nissan can do it, why wouldn't they make their own? It's just weird to me, right? Did anybody find that weird? Like, why would they bring in BMW parts for the Supra? Like, what? Come on. Like, Nissan's doing it. Like, you guys can't. Toyota's great. Why wouldn't you guys? Is it just the engine? I thought it was the whole chassis and everything was the same. Is it just the engine? Well, I'm way off. I thought it was more than just the engine. Well, and the interior. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, where's my thingy majig? Why did this go away? There we go. My thingy majig was gone there. So we are about 8.5 minutes here from the market opening. We haven't taken any trades whatsoever, as you can see right here. 0 trades, $0. Haven't traded anything yet. Just going to wait for the market open and see if it gives us any opportunities here. Going back to the NQ chart. Like I said, very, very boring, docile morning, but that's okay. I'm not going to the market with hungry eyes. I wonder if I go this whole week without trading my XFAs. Maybe Thursday. I'd be pretty hard pressed to touch my XFAs on FOMC Wednesday. Nissan. Yeah, it's Nissan or Nissan, whichever way. It's built on BMW Z4 platforms, so it's actually more than just the engine. Yeah, I thought that's what I'm saying. I thought it was like, it's such a disappointment too, because the Supra has such a great heritage one of the things that I've always been wanting to do that my wife would absolutely hate would be building that Super from Fast and the Furious. All in, and like if you want to get it done properly, all in, you're about like 180 to 200, which is, to live out having that ridiculous eyesore of a car would be a lot of fun. And you pull up to somebody and you say, how much did that thing cost? More than you could afford, pal. Ferrari. Smoke them. That whole scene. That'd be always fun. But yeah, I mean, I get it. The wife is like, that thing is so ugly. But for me, I'm like, but it's not. It's cool. It's cool looking. Oh, man. Nissan. It's Nissan. Wait, I can't call it a Nissan. Oh, goodness. Look at that. Land Cruiser for $35,000 with 80,000 miles on it. Yeah, they don't make them like Land Cruiser, do they? They really don't. Better off with the NSX. Has anybody driven the new NSX, by the way? I am curious about that. Anybody driven the new NSX? I haven't driven the new one. Is Datsun doing a re-release? They're not, are they? That'd be cool if they were, right? Datsuns were freaking awesome. I remember back in the day. See, look, we got more people talking about the Datsuns. There you go. Wait, are they making a new one or not? Yeah, I know. Wait, hold on. Are they actually making a new one there? Only allowed to build that Super if you jump the train tracks with it. I'd do it for sure. Datsun? No, it's Datsun. Nothing beats like an old R34 though. Come on. Where's my JDM fans in here? Who doesn't love a good R34? Midnight purple R34 with a little pearlescent just right in there. Ooh, yeah, that'd be doing it right there. Never heard it pronounced Datsun? Is it what people call it, Datsun? It's Datsun. I don't call it Datsun. I call it Datsun. R32, R33, nice. We're inside a 4-hour bearish order block from Wednesday. Let's see. Go to my naked chart over here. And go to the 4-hour. And where is this here? 4-hour, April 17th, 6 a.m. This one's going to be up and over here. So this guy right here. So are we doing the whole shebangles? Because this is one where we do like OB within an OB, right? Yeah. Well, this is where we look for the OB within the OB. And now we can go into the 1 hour, look for anything here. Nothing forming yet, but it's could be shaping up quite nicely. Top Step email just came in. If you're still reading this far, we have a bell to bell. Wait, was there wait, what? Bell to bell giveaway for 1 free reset? Wait, did I miss the email? Holy smokes, look at that. Hey, what up? Number 35, let's go. We're getting there, folks. Come on. I wanted to see what number I was. We're getting there. Wow, Deanna's 23. Give it up for Deanna. We're getting there. Oh, my goodness. I got to get on that top 10. Come on. I told Dakota my mission is to be on the top 5 with him. Dakota's number 2. I wonder who took that number 1 spot. Oh, my goodness gracious. So Deanna 23. Give it up for Deanna. If you're watching, Deanna, good job. That's awesome. So Coach Dakota, number 2, Deanna, number 23, Rips, 35, Xavier, 97, Isaac Rivera, number 8, Nick T, number 47. Nice. Love sharing the, see, this is what I'm talking about. Got some good folks in here. It's in an email there, Josh. The email that went out from Top Step TV about 8 minutes ago is when I got it there. Did they send you the leaderboard? It's in the email here, folks. It's in the email. Here, let me bring this over here. Can I actually bring this over? Let's see. Right here. This is what we're talking about. Let me screenshot this and bring this over here. This is what we're talking about right here. So this is the email that goes out. Got 23 for Deanna. Got Coach Dakota. Got this guy Rips. 97. Yeah, there you go. Bingo. Sweet. Open bell, T minus 4 minutes. Yeah, we're inside 3 minutes now, folks. Inside 3 minutes there. Surprised they put Dakota telling people to not be traders in the top 5 of the week. Well, I mean, that's the one thing about Top Step is they're going to keep it real. They're going to keep it honest. That's how you know you're with the right company. What does bell to bell mean? That means they're going to be putting on a form. Go back to the chart here. They're going to be putting on a form where you have to be watching Top Step TV bell to bell. You fill out the form. There's probably going to be 3 forms. Bell to bell means you're watching from the opening bell to the closing bell. And they release these forms and you have to fill out all 3. And what is it for? A free reset? Let's see. Is it free reset? It is 1 free reset. There you go. 1 free reset. Nice. So tune on in there. Rips, do you trade as a single member LLC? My payouts are to an LLC. So yeah. Alrighty, folks. We are inside 2 minutes now. Remember, I'm going to be trading this on combines. I'm going to try to keep it in the same way that I'm going to trade my XFAs, but there's nothing. If the price action is amazing, I'm not going to feel bad about missing it. If it's amazing and I pass combines, great. More combines that are passed. But I'm approaching this week with very, I'm in 35th place right now. That's awesome. I was like 98th place last time. So I moved up in the ranks, and that's because I was patient all last week. So being patient is the way to get climbing on the leaderboard. I want to get higher on that leaderboard. I want to get in the top 5. So I'm going to be trying to pace myself. And this week is going to be a week where we're reflecting on our patience, and hopefully we get a couple good opportunities. So let's see how it all shakes out here, folks. We are inside about a minute here, about a minute till the market opens. About a minute here. And let's all trade smart today. We don't have any data coming out until 10:30. We'll trade the open, see how it shakes out here. Folks, please drop a like on the video. I haven't asked for a like all day yet. Let's see. We're probably pretty low here on likes. We're at just over 500 likes. If you're appreciating the live stream, go ahead and drop a like on the video. We'll trade the open here for a little bit, for a couple little nuggets. See if we can get anything popping off here. And we'll try to trade our hearts out here. Inside 30 seconds now. Seeing a little bit of a bid hitting the NQ here. I want to see what happens with the old Mag 7. Not seeing any kind of uptick except for a little bit out of Amazon, some Tesla. But let's see what happens with NVIDIA here. I'm curious to see what happens with the old chips. Hey, look at that. There's Coach Dakota. Good morning there to my trading buddy. We're just talking about you. I want to join you in the top 5. That's where I want to be. All right, good luck, everybody. Markets are opening. Wow, look at that. Squeezing. I want to see this above 36 for a real squeeze here. Watching. A lot of orders hitting the tape. We're still holding above 918s, which is interesting. Amazon down, NVIDIA down, but we're still holding above 918s here. Big rejection off of 34 halves. Our level to clear out above was 36. We didn't do that just yet. But we are holding above those 18s, which is interesting. Let's see if there are going to be any trades for us to take here. Wanted to pace ourselves off the open here, given that it can be a little kerfuffly. Still holding around those 18s. Meta, Microsoft kind of rolling over here a touch. Tesla rolling over too, NVIDIA rolling over. I'm going to try a short here since we are seeing these little bit of a rollover here. I want to see this clear below those 900s. That's what I'd really like to see. We have some liquidity resting here. We might get one more big bounce until we clear those 900s, but I'll be here for it. Just trading a one guy on combines here. Again, trading in our combines. See if we can hold below our stop of 26 3/4. Be looking for an ad here if we fail. Nope, stopped out there. So taking a quick little loss here off the open. Auctioning back up to those 36s. Still seeing this rolling over, so I'm still looking to the short side here. So watching to see how much we're spiking up here towards these 30s. I still like this to the short side. Spiking up a little bit here, and this should be the area where we reject, I would say. Could be. And we're sending it. NVIDIA, a little bit of a bounce, turn around in NVIDIA there. Next level we have to the north side here is those 60s, but let's see if we reject down below these 40s again. Watching here. Still very, very strong. My goodness. Might actually just join these folks here. All right, we'll go long here. Join these folks above these 40s, and I would bury the hatchet here below that 35 level if we cannot scream above 45 into these 60s. Watching here. I might get stopped out quickly. We're just trying to play this opening range. Again, I could flip short here as long as we're rejecting up above these 40s. Happy to flip it out. Waiting. Still kind of holding this push. Not super strong. NVIDIA is still kind of rolling here. Might actually want to go flat here. Watching. Yeah, I'm going to go flat. I'm going to wait. Going back to flat here. I don't trust this either way just yet. We're kind of just meandering around that 36 level. Kind of looking like we're running out of steam a little bit. And watching here around these 50s. Still just trading one lot. Still trying to get my bearings about me reading this price action here off the open. S&P is looking kind of strong here. All right, is this a pullback that we can buy into here? Are we holding above these 35s? Nice rejection at those 50s. Very, very choppy so far off this open here. Let's see if we're starting to drive back into that liquidity resting at those 40s. Add into that there. We are driving back above these 40s. I do think that we can hit above these 50s if we have this momentum carrying us and continuing. We are seeing the S&P starting to perk up. Microsoft is the slowest one of the bunch, but I think that that could be negated pretty quickly here if we start to find buyers in Microsoft. I want to see this holding above these 40s. Watching. Still kind of meandering around these levels. Some cappers in those 42s. NVIDIA is still kind of weak. Might end up closing this again. Watching. Perking up a little bit here. Yeah, I'm going back to flat. Not getting that breakout that I want to see into those 50s just yet. So just, again, kind of meandering here with one lot. Volume is steadily declining. Just taking little single lot shots. This is still fading up here. Then I do want to try to take this short, given that if Apple starts to fail, I'm actually going to put in a short right here. If Apple starts to roll over here, this could give some tremendous weight to the downside. We could start to probe back down to those 10s. So I'd be looking for like a 25 handle trade here on these rejects of 40. So watching here. Some buyers perking into those 40s. That's the 5 minute after the open liquidity injection. But if we're rejecting off these 40s, I do like the short. Watching here. Okay, adding into that, since we rejected 40 multiple times here, we do have to see 30s starting to give out. That's what I'll be watching for. Okay, there's your 30 pull. Seeing if we can break below these 25s now. Adding into that, we should start to see 20s given out here. We'll perk back up towards these 40s. Very, very tricky stuff. Not going to pretend this isn't tricky and difficult. The more we reject at 40s, though, the more confidence I have in this trade. So watching for 40s to still reject here. Apple is just off to the races, and it's really the only one that's perking up like crazy here. So if Apple starts to pull back below 175 and reject here, we could be in for a very nice trade. Watching here. Nice work there, Trader Page. Way to nail that open there. Not having the same luck as you are. A little bit difficult for me to read this. Although I still think we will likely roll here as long as Apple's rejecting that 175 area. Here we go, retesting those 25s again. See if we can get this slamming through 25. Watching. Adding into this for this blow below 75 now, or 25 rather. Watching carefully here. Beautiful tuck below those 25s. Covering a little bit there. Tough to get those covers right below 25 though. There we go. Got some more covers. Going to move my stop. Want to see this sweeping below these 20s now. Gorgeous. Beautiful. So we size in when it starts to work, and we stay one lots until we get the right read on the market there. So there we go. Very, very nice. I want to look to cover just above 20. You size up when it's working. You stay one lots when it's not. Somebody put that on a t-shirt. I don't know if it'll fit, but you get the idea. That's trading, folks. We take shots. We keep our sizing nice and tight. And Apple actually didn't reject 175, but if it does, this thing has some pain to the downside. Breaking VWAP there. Very, very nice move. Beautiful. I love going into the market without hungry eyes and then being rewarded like this. 909 is going to be my stop in case we get a little up jump the boogie. But if we flush 900s, boy, this thing can get speedy. We're looking for 890s for a cover then. Yeah, Apple is pushing above, but it's crazy to see it pushing this hard. If Apple puts on the brakes at all, we go straight down. Right? 900 test, looking good. Now, the question becomes, aren't you upset you didn't trade this on your XFAs? No. Good golly, no. I'm happy to be trading this on my combines. I wouldn't even call that being in the pocket. I felt like I was relatively out of the pocket. Let's see if 900s are going to get defended for one more quick bounce. It's looking weak. Apple's super strong, however. If Apple would just get the memo here. Remember, 890s are our cover point that we're looking for here. But we just might have some trouble. One more bounce into these 900s. Yeah, I agree. We're going to get the run up in earnings on Apple, but you can see how if one of these equities is up and the rest are down, it still is going to pull the market, especially the NQ rate back down. Might get stopped out here on one more push up towards 910. Let's see if we can hold this push below 900 or not. Russell and transports are strong. Thank you for that there discount. Yeah, a lot of folks are covering into these 900s. It's a natural spot to cover. Can't blame them for wanting to do that, but we're going to hold out and see if we get this little flushacito down to the 890s. 900 break, some big sellers stepping in. We just need to see a lot of these covers getting blown through. This is lower liquidity, lower volume, so it's a lot harder to fade these levels. There we go, right down there. 890 is our target. Looking for that 890 fade. Beautiful. And we are seeing some bids there at 95s. We are taking those, though. So I like how heavy this is getting towards these 890s now. Look at that. Microsoft off a cliff here. Meta off a cliff. That was kind of our guiding light for this trade. I'm going to move our stop now just above 900s in case we get a little up jump the boogie, which we could expect. But we don't have hungry eyes in this trade. We're just letting it work. There's our 890s, 880s. Beautiful fade. Anybody else in this short? This is just a glory of a short here. Move my stop to 890 halves. Just beautiful. And this is how we just let it work. Oh, I got to fix this here. There we go. This is how we let the trade work. We don't get ahead of the trade. We don't try to jump in front of the freight train and say, oh, this is the bottom. We just slowly move our stop down. We don't have hungry eyes. We just let it work. We let it move. We let it groove. We dance with it. Coach DBA short 3 lots from 937. Give it up for Coach DBA in the building here, folks. Move my stop again to 888s. 888's lucky number here, especially for my Far East folks that are watching. Just a beautiful, beautiful move here to the downside. And, you know, it's okay to be early to the move. As long as we're trading one lot, it's okay. I think our maximum drawdown today was $1,200. Maximum drawdown, $1,200. Perfectly fine. Joey Cooks with a Top Step Combine pass. Hey, give it up for Joey Cooks here in the YouTube chat. Wow, look at that. Nuggets is up $2,000. Love to see that. Beautiful, beautiful trading. Absolutely gorgeous there. SW, wow, slow down there, buddy. Look at you. Day 5 XFA complete, and we'll request a payout. Good luck, everybody. Hey, good on you, SW. Love to see it. Tango was in the whole 700, now to the positive. Very nice. We are skittering here to the downside. This is where we relocate our stop. We capture some more alpha on the trade here. Everybody else still riding this puppy dogger down to the south side with me? Southsiders, big ups to you. We are doing it. This is on a one lot here. Final lot of trade. making it happen down here. We are running into a multi-day trend line down here now, and we have room all the way down to 834. Do we get there? That is the question. All equities are selling like a mother scratcher in here. Beautiful, beautiful fade to the downside. And this is where we relocate our stop to the next area of the kerfuffle nation. Right there, 873, locking in a little bit more juice. Just a little taster's choice, as they say. And a little bit more. Down we go. Looking for this 834 target now to the downside. 834 to the downside. Would be that juice nation of a target, folks. Would be that juice nation of a target. So coming on down, here we come, a little bit lower here, moving our stop in just a little bit more. 64 quarters seems like a prescient area to be looking for covers here. Down here tucked below 50, but 50s are, again, a whole number where we would look for a bounce there. And folks, if you are enjoying this, please do drop a like on the video as we are just riding with a one lot together here, right into Glory Town. Looking for these 50s to trade out now. Can we break 50s down into those 45s? That is the question. Looking for that 34 3/4 cover area there. And you know what? I will adjust this just a little bit right there, just in case we do get that little spike up. And it looks like those sellers want more. How bad do they want it is the question. That is what they must ask themselves. Do we get down to 34 here? Look at this fade. Beautiful, beautiful fade here to the south side. A gorgeous fade. There's those 34s on the print. And there it is, folks. Beautiful, beautiful fade there to the south side. Looking for 30s to trade out now. Lovely, lovely move there to the downside. Those 34s have been targeted. Beautiful, beautiful flush here. Gonna move my stop just a little bit more. Getting a little bit more alpha here on this trade. And seeing if we can get this flushacito to bring us down through those 30s now. And Apple's still finding a way to bid up here. Let's see if we have any kind of reversal from the rest of the equities. Could see a pop back up to those 50s now. We could potentially get stopped out on the run back up towards those 50s. Let's see if we get there. Want to see if we can blow back down below these 40s, though. That would be super nice. Be extra juicy for us. We're very close to running into our stop. Watching carefully here. I'm going to add in a second lot in case we do dunk below these 40s. It is a low risk add for me. And very close to getting stopped out there, but through those 40s would be extra juicy. And I could add even another lot here as we are getting very... Oh, it's stopped out there. And there we go, folks. There's our trade. Had a low risk little add there in case we did get a little up jump. And there we have it. We're up $6,300 on the day, trading a very decent position there. If you did catch anything similar to me in here, folks, please do drop a W in chat. Let's see how we're all doing out there, folks. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we got some W's here in the Discord. Love to see that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love to see it, folks. Gorgeous, gorgeous trading. Very nice. Absolutely stunning move by everybody in here. And again, this is our lay of the land here. No trades on the Express right there. Got those bad doggers right there. Not too shabby, right? And we hit our target. Look at that. Hit our beautiful low target of 34s. That's what we're looking for right there, 34s. And there we have it. What a beautiful opening that was. Do we bounce here? Let's see. What could be the potential retracement? Potentially looking at this retracing all the way up to the 73s. I do like the idea that we had a nice little low risk add there. Only risking an extra couple $100. Nice work there, Tango. Way to go. Wow, look at you folks. There you go. Up 1950, up 2100. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Beautiful. Still riding. Great way to start the day. Nice work there, JB. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful trading. Gary up 2K in your XFA. I love to see that. Let's go. Headshot. Nice work there, Gary. Yeah, a little gap fill bounce, right? Filled the gap for sure. That was somebody was asking in chat. They said, hey, how do you feel about gap fills? Well, we love them. We love them when they do that. Anthony says, DGS, I agree with you. Full 100%. I'm right there with you. Is there a profit limit on the top sub 50K? Not on the XFA, but in the combine, your daily profit limit is $1,500. So I think that we could see a potential bounce here back up to that 73. We could potentially see that. But yeah, I mean, this is how trading should be. It shouldn't be an exciting thing. It should be fun. It shouldn't be fun. It should just be putting in the tries, keeping it on the one lot, getting heavy when we get it right on multiple lots, and then patiently moving our stop, not getting in front of the freight train, and doing low risk ads. I mean, that ad cost us maybe $100 there. Chilled Rips today. Hey, that's me. So you have to stop trading now. Well, you have to lose money if you made more than $1,500. And the way that you do that is by flipping contracts. How much did you make there, Anthony? If you don't mind sharing with the team. I don't know if I caught your screenshot above. If you're up $2,800, you want to make sure that you're losing. Well, you want to lose a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. No more than, till I hit 1,500. Correct. And you do that by flipping contracts. And then maybe tomorrow you can pass that account, but don't try to pass it in one day. That should not be the goal. Try to pass it at your pace, at your own pace there. Was a good short, traded on Combine up $1,500, not on my XFA, and I'm happy that I made that call and getting used to not trading on XFA unless I'm confident about the move. There you go. Nice work there, Jay. Beautifully done. I forgot to show my P&L. For everybody who always says, hey, Rips, you only show your P&L when you're in the profit. You're wrong. It's just sometimes I forget. There we go. 834 halves was a nice MC long. I agree. It was a great area for us to be looking for that cover. We did a low risk short into that. And then, here we go, bouncing away. Do you guys let Combine sit until you pass the last one? What do you mean? You don't have to. You can, there's no reason to. It's a one lifetime fee for the XFA, so there's no reason to. You just pay when you pass, you just pay for it. What's your P&L, Rips, with that beautiful trade? $6,300. No, so you're very, very close to passing the combines here. Very, very close. Let me just show you. We are extremely, extremely close. Bring this on over here. So we are at 158 spots 4. We're very close. And look at that. If your commissions are looking like that, you did good. Your commissions should be low in relations to your P&L, especially when you're catching a nice fade like that. But we're close. Do you see me jumping into a trade because we need to pass these things? No. We're chilling. We relax. We let the market come to us. And you notice I wasn't doing anything in that trade to force. I didn't even look at my P&L. Probably should have at some point, but I wasn't even looking at my P&L. Just watching the trade, watching the fade. And I will add into that in case we get a nice push through 34 there. So there you go. That's how you should be focused on trading your things, folks. Trade those combines. Relax, just chill. Need to trade the sim. Get back. I know we're knocking on the door of 9 milli there. I know, so close. Nuggets, nice work there. There you go. That's my problem. I'm so eager to pass when I overtrade. Yeah, then don't. Just don't. Is Apple finally rejecting here above 176? Oh my. It's so crazy. I haven't heard like a word out of my squawks today. I keep on looking over like they're on, right? Yeah, no, they're on. It's just a boring day in the market. Family Griffin is up on a 1.7K done for the day. Nice work there, Family Griffin. Nicely done. 300 lock for the day. We done. Nice work there, Waleed. Let's go. Dang, did Rips already say what he uses for copy trading? Yeah. Here, Joey. Check it out. I'm going to drop a link for you. Get 20% off Replicanto if you use the special keyword here. We are, I want to see what happens at these 40s. I might actually jump into another trade here at these 40s. Watching. We are fading a little bit. Meta is kind of bouncing here. I'm watching here right around these 40s. Seeing what we're bouncing back into here. Looks like the floor wants to come out real bad. I'm going to try another short here. Looking for this to fade below these 40s. It looks to me like the floor wants to come out these 40s here, and then we would retest that 34 level. There are some aggressive sellers. It can turn very, very quickly here. The tape can turn dramatically. But just testing out the waters here at these 40s, I think it looks relatively weak, and we could potentially fade below that. This is kind of a breakout strategy. We're looking for a very specific breakdown area in the tape. So if we reject 50s here, then I'm going to be looking for an add. Right now, I'm seeing a little bit of a spice of rejection here up towards those 50s. So adding a second lot, looking for these 40s to fade. Looking a little bit spicy here. I want to see these 40s break now. Okay, tapping on that door of 40s. Can we find the strength to blow on through? Beautiful. Looking for that continuation on the way down now. And going to cover one there into that beautiful move to the downside. Get our stop just below break even. And watching for this to fade now below these 30s here. Watching carefully. These 30s should give out since we are confidently pushing to this 34 level again. I'm actually going to secure the bag a little bit more, 40 3/4 here in case we get a little up jump. Watching here. And we'll look to add on a 32 flush if we get that. Watching. Nice little fade here, adding once more. Looking for this 34 level again to give out. If we double bottom here, that's just fine. We're managing our risk effectively. Last stop there at break even. There we go. So added a couple ducats there. We were at 6.3, go to 6.6. Added an extra $300 to the total there. Just passed my first Top Step Combine this morning. Have another one, a couple hundred away. Give it up for Pool Hound. And we are testing these lows once again here. Really testing these lows. Watching this 40 pull again. I got to take that short. We are dunking a little bit there. I want to see these 30s start to give out, though. I don't like those bidders at 30, but we could see this really start to roll here. Watching again if 34s are weak. You see how many bidders there were right into that 30 pull, but I think we can smash right through it now. Testing the waters right there at 30s. Testing. Sellers are evaporating right when we touch those 30s. Let's see. Watching for this pull. And liquidity is kind of dying out a little bit here. So we might have been a little bit early to this. I want to see if we're weak here at these upper 40s again. Have a potential to slam it back into this. Okay, taking that there. Looking for this break of 30s now. Should be some sellers stepping in right about now into these 34s again. Watching for this 30 pull. Just need to see confident sellers stepping into these 30s here. So watching this very carefully. There's another pull. Let's see if we can get this break of 30s now. Testing. Yeah, looking a little precarious here. Might actually have to cover since we're not breaking those 30s with impedance. Watching carefully here. Again, those 40s are rejecting with some obviously cappers, but I want to see this weak through these 30s. Watching carefully here. Might send it right back up to these 50s. Watching. See, looking for weakness here back into these 40s. Looking kind of like a double bottom down here, but let's see if we can retest this 40 area for weakness. And we're finding strength there. We might get stopped out. Giving a little bit back there. Still looking at this from the short side. Not trying to pile in too many lots here, but looking for our next trade that we can nail. Was looking for that 34 snap. Right now it is kind of showing up as a double bottom here. A lot of big buyers there in those 30s, but I still think that if we get enough push to the downside, since Apple is kind of failing here, see if we reject these 60s now. Watching carefully here. Broke 300 my 50K combine, daily goal, locking it up. Nice work there, Maverick. Way to go. Watching up here towards these 60s now. Starting to see a little bit of a roll here. Again, trying to keep this lower risk until we get these snaps that we're looking for. Seeing if they're taking this liquidity at 55s. Currently they are. See if we can time this appropriately here. Kind of meandering around here. Apple is showing some weakness, but we are seeing bounces from Meta and Tesla and Microsoft here, which can kind of be a little bit dangerous. So watching here if we're still weak below 60s. This is a big area where we had some firming up buyers, basically in the Globex session. So if we use this as a resistance level, we could see this starting to snap heavily to the downside here. I think that's where we're going to see some defense coming in. Very, very thin in this area for now. Right now, this is the area where we saw buyers stepping in, like I said, during the Globex session. So if we can use this as a rejection point. Trying this again here, right at this 55. Let's see if we can reject these 60s now, starting to come up right up towards our stop, which is why we have it placed just above 65 here, in case we don't get this break that we're looking for. I'm seeing how heavy these bidders are right below us. If we can find weakness into those 60s, then I think we will find a roll here. So watching, adding into that for this roll below 50 now. Still not seeing the sellers I want to see on the tape. And if we do take that 60 bar, yeah, we're taking that 60. I'm just going to cover that right there. We took those 60s pretty heavily there. So we still have buyers on the tape. Not convinced yet, but doesn't mean that we're giving up yet. Watching here right around 64, 65. It'd be an interesting stat to see how much profit people lock in on a day, maybe a total and an average. I don't know how we'd pull that. Ever since they introduced the lock button on Top Step X, I think that, I think that we could definitely see more people locking in more profit. All right, so now if we start to auction towards 73 with some strength, since we are seeing, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta starting to bounce here, I might actually flip this to the long side. As long as we are finding strength here now at these 60s, I'm just seeing whatever liquidity they're swiping to the downside if we're taking it. So trying this to the long side here, since we're not deep into those 60s and nobody's kind of selling it down into that area yet. So watching here. So here's your 10 a.m. injection of liquidity. If we find heavy sellers here, then I'm out. But right now we're getting no rejection to the top side here. Watching here now at 73, this is a big area. Adding into that for this pull. Okay, nice push up, very squeezy here. Going into these 80s now. Nice squeeze above VWAP here. Beautiful squeeze. Covering a little bit here. Covering two more. So nice squeeze there above the 80s. Let's see how much of this profit that we can actually lock in here. As long as we're holding above the 80s. It's a very, very nice squeeze from basically 60 to 80 there. Watching. Still kind of holding above 80s, but we're not pushing anymore. I want to see this through 890 again. That's kind of the trigger point that I'm looking for. 890 shoots us up straight into 900s here. Adding for this break of 85. Watching. Let's see if we have enough liquidity to break through these 85s now. Looking for this snap up through 85. Yeah, looks like we might not get it. Watching here at 75, our stops at 72. Can we hold 75s? Yeah, that might have just been the run up there. All right, giving back a little bit of our gains there. And we're looking for that breakup of 85. Watching here on this pullback, we basically pulled back off of that squeeze there. Watching here at these 70s now. Okay, adding back for this hold at 70s. And seeing for a reclaim of 80s here. Watching for this. Watching semis are kind of starting to pull back a little bit here. Seeing if Microsoft wants to reclaim VWAP. It kind of ran into the VWAP. We're holding at 400s for now. So watching on this pullback here. Right now, just tangoing with these 70s. Volume is drying up a little bit. We do have data coming out in 28 minutes here. Somebody's capping off heavily into these 75, so I want to see that dissipate. If that does, then we should see a straight shot back into those 80s here. And that's what I'm gunning for. So adding into that pullback. So lacking continuation so far, but if we get through 75, it should start to squeeze. Watching here. Still lacking continuation on these pullbacks. See if we can get up and over 75 here. Volume is dying down tremendously here, so it kind of gives me a little pause in wanting to carry this through 75. See if we have continuation through 75 here. Starting to roll up. Yeah, rejection there at 75. I'm actually going to cover 2. I don't like that rejection at 75 personally. But a breakout of 75 will bring us 80. We're just not, it just looks like we're running low on liquidity right now. So I'm going to actually bring my stop up. Adding on that pullback, low risk since our stop is so tight here. Adding once more on that pullback. A nice pullback. Can we reclaim 70 here is the question. Okay, nice. I see this starting to, yeah, very, very thin here, unfortunately. I'm going to cover 2 right there into the offer. Very, very thin up towards 75 again. I'm hoping that we can see continuation through 75. Watching here again, that retest. Yeah, still not getting through. Very, very light liquidity as we are getting up towards that 75. We are kind of running out of buyers. I'm going to cover 2 more there. Still running out of buyers. We want to see a confident push that we can ride into here. There's some liquidity up towards 80 that I think we want to entertain, but right now it's just kind of pausing and it's lower liquidity here. Volume is subsiding quite a bit. So we might be trying to kind of force our hand here. Still watching. We're getting these little dips that I could play around. I can get super scalpy on these little dips and pops. It's not ideal of what I'm trying to do in this range right now. I'm trying to get a breakout of 75 into these 80s. But every time we get up here, we run out of steam. Let's see again. 75 testing and no buyers. Again, we're just running into single lot prints here. Nobody's convinced in taking this over 75. We're not even testing those offers at 75 where I can see how heavy they are. There we go. There's that pull of 75, but now we see huge cappers into that. So not ideal. See if we can get the squeeze back into these 80s, which is what we're looking for. So holding 80. If buyers are exhausting, then we have to boogie out of the position. Trying an add here for a retest of 85. Testing. Kind of running into that. A little bit heavy there. Okay, trying to pull off 2, pulled out 2. Okay. So that was into the 85 pull. And let's Let's see if we can run this through 85 now. Buyers are so vacant here. Yeah, I'm just going to cover one here. Not a big fan of how we're slowing down through this 85 pull. There you can see 85 testing, but we're not. It should snap right through that. And the fact that we aren't means that we're lacking the buying side. And we need to see stronger buyers here. We have room up to 90, but 90 should likely reject here. At least from what I'm seeing. There's your 90. First rejection here at 90s. Yep, a little slight rejection. Seeing if we can get this confident pull. We have room all the way back up to 905 if we can get through this 900 area. So watching here on a pullback. Data is going to be out here in 23 minutes. 23 minutes. So first resistance, of course, right at these 90s as expected. Buyers are starting to run a little bit soft here. Actually going to move my stop just in case we don't get this blow through 90s right out the gates. Okay, through 90, there we go. Nice pull. And I will probably jump in front of this towards 900 and then potentially reload. So watching here. Yeah, buyers are running soft. Pulling out of that right there. Cool. So we are back at $5,600 there on our chopping around here. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Past three more combines trying to stack them up. Way to go there, Alfred. There you go. So again, just trying to play the price action in front of us here. I still think that we can get through 900, but I wanted to secure a little bit of profit on there. Very active trading this morning. Nice work there, Rafal. Very, very nice. Julius should have waited for the market to open. What do you mean? That's great. $5,300. What are you sad about? That's amazing. Does the Top Step Combine automatically reset on the first of the month after failing? No, it resets on your rebuild date. Oh, it's a practice. That's okay. That's okay. Rips, not tips. I can't type. Hey, it's the same thing. Selling rips, selling tips. All right, we are coming in this lull here. We do have about 21 minutes until the data. I feel like we had a good session today here, folks. I feel like we had a nice session together. If you did enjoy it, folks, please do me a favor. Drop a lucky like on the video. And also, what really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, because we're trying to get to 16,000 subs here on YouTube. What really, really helps me out is that if you go back and you leave a comment on this video, and then if you leave a comment on my shorts, and it can just be one little emoji. It shouldn't take more than 2 seconds of your time. Great stream. Worst streamer I've ever seen in my life. Whatever you want to write. But your comments do go a long way in helping the YouTube algorithm. So I really, really appreciate it, folks. I'm going to lock it up here on YouTube. We will be back here tomorrow to be trading this fun week that we call FOMC week. We are locking it up here with 5.6K in the profit, copied across three, count them, Top Step Combines here. And I really hope that you folks take what I said this morning and take that advice to heart. It's going to be a very difficult week this week. So please be careful, folks. Please be careful out there. If you're going to continue to trade, please be careful. All right, folks, I'll catch you here on YouTube tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Folks on YouTube, on Discord, don't go anywhere. I'll catch you folks in just a jiffy here. Take care, everybody on YouTube. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow.